Alright everybody, welcome back. I hope I'm audible right now and everything's clear. And this time we will just cover the remaining things. There were some issues, so we are gonna be fixing them. And if possible, we'll take the help of AI as well to get it done really quickly. So as for right now, again, if I give all of this code to the AI, it's gonna be too much because there isn't. But before even that, just a minute. We have the use load page. They just simply loads whenever the page ID changes, so it is merely dependent on that, and that is completely fine. And apart from this particular thing, so we have the renderer provider board in here. Here we are initializing the stuff, initializing in the sense loading it. So here it is, uncommenting this, and now if I actually come back to this one, at least right now it's not just being rendered. And if I just simply remove everything from here, so this that would be better, and as well as this. It is still being loaded, especially that simply means it is dependent on what? Loading is initializing. Let me see what it gives me. So it became false, then it became true, and then it became false again. And all of this is happening when we are changing the page. Set loading. So what if I just remove everything from here, then what will happen? This still happens. That simply means this is not the problem, and initialize. So whenever the boards.load changes, so probably it actually never changes. I'm not sure what am I missing. This initialize is nothing but the result or the loading state. let me do one thing. That would be probably the best thing right here. I'm gonna be getting it right by the AI. Okay, let's see what it's gonna do. This is the first thing. Render provided is fine, board is already here, and initialized handler looks like this. So it is simply gonna be giving me the code. Load board actually looks like this. We'll have a look at the result and we'll see whether it actually gets this part done well or not. Left sidebar, we have this toolbar, properties panel, that is fine. The code is actually a lot, so I cannot really give it all the code. And then the canvas, just simply pass this much and hopefully it will be able to fix the issues. Let's see. I've almost given it the required code and hopefully it will be able to do the right job. And then we'll see the resulted response, exactly what needed to be changed, because we've sort of done everything and is still we are facing it again and again. Use initializer. So boards.loading and board.loading, if either of them are true, then it becomes true. Root cause, every used callback in these silently captured stale values board boards combined with the effect that the loaders never return on navigation on the initial loading false caused a flash or ready UI before data arrived, fixing the dependency errors initial loading. If you want use load page.ts, it is sort of trying to give me the alrighty. Meanwhile, let's try resolving this on or on. So ultimately what is happening that we have these three things here. We have initialize, it works like this, and then we even have boards loading. So ultimately we have a proper state in here. The same way we have proper state here as well. Use load boards, and that's returned from here. So if we actually have proper states, so initialize it inside this. Whenever you are loading them, you will get the state in here, then this will be done. Let me see running it from here. Here's the cleaned use load.ts, current version is already closed, the remaining. Okay, stale closures plus initial value. Okay, that is fine. So this is the first thing, and this is the part use load boards. It is sort of the same. It has added the included dependencies that we removed knowingly. So as for this load boards, we actually remove the dependencies knowingly. So if it is adding it, so not really doing quite much. This we removed to check, so that is fine. Just a minute. So this part is done. Let me just sort of see all the changes. If your use board selector returns a new array reference on every store change, the callback identity will churn. Prefer reading the store inside load while the stores get started. This becomes a problem. Okay, we'll see. Reloads must run when board ID changes. That is also right. So load board all ID. So whatever things it is asking us to add, those things we removed knowingly to just simply check it, but okay, that's fine. Then use initializer, react deep dependencies, specific loading and all, that is fine. So this is it. They're not quite big ones, so we can have them as they are. And unused import plus duplicate loaded inside the canvas. Okay, that's fine. Also delete to block, that is okay. Page loading page. Understandable, I got this. I should be adding this instead of just simply removing everything altogether. That makes sense. The thing is that what I did back here, where inside canvas.tsx, that I was returning directly from here, so nothing was being visible here. So instead of doing this, I can have this page loading stuff right here. Hopefully this will resolve this, but we'll see. Image manager, I'll see what happens. And apart from this particular thing, if use load page has same use callback pattern, apply the same, fix the dependencies. Okay, that's fine. Board wrapper, drop the stray. Okay, that's fine. And then we have it here. What changed and why it changed? What? Probably I couldn't really copy it well. No page ID, we shouldn't claim to be loading, otherwise consumers show a spinner forever. That is right. Reset error when page ID disappears, prevents a stale. Okay, that's fine. It is just simply, it has done some modification on top of that. Prerequisites for this to be stable. Image manager and the value returned by use canvas render must be memoized stable identity across renders in your board wrapper. So image manager must return a stable object. So it doesn't really do that. It doesn't return a stable object. That's problematic thing. Iteratives is wrapped in use move is good. If a use manager or use canvas render returns a fresh object on every render, this effect will loop. Quick way to verify. Okay, that is fine. So now next thing is that we'll actually have to check the values. This is loading for some reason again and again. So we have image manager here. And we have Let me see what it does. So where is the renderer here? A renderer provider. So the renderer is actually here. This is gonna be too much. But it doesn't really matter. We may not be even using that. The only thing is that why is this loading happening? This one is fine, whatever is just being shown here, because we are adding this. Found the culprit. Each individual callback is memoized, but returned object literal is fresh on every render. So image render gets a new identity each time, which will loop user page loads effect the moment you as image manager to its dependency. Let me see what changes it has made to this image manager. So it is just simply returning the memoized version of it. So when it is returning that, so load, preload, get clear and all. So until unless the load actually changes or the preload, get and clear, they are gonna be the same. Stable object identity critical, so consumers can safely put image manager in effect or dependency arrays without infinite reruns. Okay. So the same thing needs to be done for that as well. So use memo is mainly used for memoizing the values, and callbacks are already used in here. So callbacks are gonna be used for memoizing the whole function. Until unless this changes, it will not change at all. Is if I actually come here and go to the canvas right now, load page. If I just simply remove this renderer from here, what will happen? It is still happening. If I remove everything from here, loading board. So we are loading the board for some reason. I can remove the renderer for now as of right here. The remaining things are fine, but the problem is that this particular part, initialization, it becomes true. It becomes true means boards dot loading. false, false, true, this false. So ultimately boards not loading. So the board, entire board doesn't load, but the board loads. Why does this load? Same effect. So just for checking purpose. As expected. If that is false, we don't really face any issues, but this loading becomes true. The question is that why does it even run? So this is running because of this part, and if I say why is this running, yeah, this is definitely running. True, false. We have to see exactly why this particular hook is actually running when this should actually not be. We have two hooks. We have, this is the one, we have this one, load boards. Load boards doesn't really run, but this one runs. So what's the difference? Load boards just simply gets them all, and if that already exists, it returns from here. If the board ID is already there, it returns. Board ID comes from where? If that's not in there, that then only it returns. Use load board is getting called when we change the pages. That ideally should not happen. Okay, this is the last thing that I'm actually doing because I have some work, so I have to go and get that done first of all, and after within half an hour I'll be back, and then we'll no doubt continue from here. I just wanted to complete a half an hour. It's like, let's wait for 4 more minutes, and at least because by doing this I will have like coded like I would have worked on the project for 3 hours. That's the timing I'm trying to just achieve. As for this one, hopefully it will be able to give me the good idea regarding this. Not sure why this part runs, whereas if the board ID is the same and just the page is changing. Let me see. So 60 and B4, 60 B4, just the page ID is actually changing. Until and unless we are reloading it. No, we are not really reloading this. Or whenever the page changes, we are pushing it, so we can redirect it. That could also be the problematic thing. This is still thinking. One thing that we are doing whenever the page actually changes, so if I go to the canvas left sidebar in actions, so on page change, not this one. Handle duplicate is here, delete editing, start editing, not even this. Handle create page. Whenever we click on a page, filtered pages, whenever we click, handle page click, this is it. We push it. If we just redirect router dot replace, that's still gonna happen. Let me see why the loading flag was flicking on the page navigation. Initial amount, board loads, runs, set boards, fetch updates, use boards, returns new reference, loads, callback, gets new identity, initialize, gets. First of all, let's see whether it actually works or not, then I'll go through the remaining stuff. Root cause, use load boards dot load head boards and set board dependencies the moment the initial fetch finishes, and set boards fetched reruns runs boards reference in the store changes, loads identity changes, initialize in use, initialize editor changes its effectively fires, board dot load is invoked again, which sets loading to true later. Okay, that's fine. The two problems to fix: don't load identity to the boards array, don't tie load identity to the boards array, guard the loaders, so the redundant. First of all, I'll have to see the code, the formatted version, then only I'll be able to understand. So ultimately they are using the use effector, not really. No boards here. I'll see. First of all, let's see exactly what we were missing, and if it doesn't work, then we'll have to figure something else out. Unchained the logic is still safe. Okay, if you want retry button to truly refetch add force flag, use load board. Okay, we'll go through it later, but as per this, it should ideally be working, and this does not work. It just simply loads the whole board. Loading board or boards, just a sec. I'd like to check one thing in here. CLG boards dot loading and board dot loading. Exactly which one is being loaded? Especially when changing the pages, the boards. True and then false. So ultimately board dot loading, single board. We'll have to go through it. This does not really work. Having said that, I need to go right now and get the work done. In half an hour I'll be back, but as for this particular thing, let's work on it tomorrow. Because my 3 hour timing is done. In a day I'm gonna be working on the projects only for 3 hours. It's already more than 3 hours. So let's stop it right here. We will work on it tomorrow and we'll try to resolve this bug. Exactly why this particular hook is running when it should actually not be. Anyway, and as for the UI, we'll definitely work on the UI too, but again that's something at a time. Today's timing is over, so we'll see with this particular project tomorrow. But at the end, I'm gonna be catching up after half an hour and we'll